If we are asked whether seafood or meat is a healthier choice of meal, most of us will undoubtedly answer fish. You can bet that I was included in that category. Of course, prior to my research at least. Most people are aware of how their meat is produced, but most of us do not know what is in our sushi. I immediately chose this topic because I have been a pescatarian for over 3 years now, under the impression that eating fish is healthier than meat. It is daunting that the size of our Earth's ocean is contaminated with plastic by 80% and even more so that fish ingest up to 24,000 tons of plastic each year. It is significant that we are aware of what is at stake in this issue and how we are going to make a difference to help save our ocean. It is clear that the main factor of our polluted ocean is the amount of plastic humans have dumped in the ocean. Let's take a look at the illustration that is currently shown. It is important that we use our voice to amend new laws that will help to educate people in our communities to become more eco-friendly. Doing small steps such as recycling properly and buying products that do not use plastic materials can make a difference. When we think about the amount of landfill in our ocean, we must consider the fact that plastic bags take approximately 20 years to decompose, and plastic bottles can take up to 600 plus years. Hence our ocean being clogged with landfill. It is found by researchers that if we do not change the way we treat our ocean, that it could be filled with more plastic than fish by the year of 2050. Besides the health of millions of people on Earth depending on fish as their source of food, there are hundreds of species harmed or killed by the trash we toss into the ocean. These include sea turtles, sea lions, seabirds, and northern right whales. Scientists have found a total of 44,006 incidents of animals that had ingested plastic bits or been tangled in rope or netting. 80% of the time, these animals do not survive or are left injured. These devastating news definitely sheds a light on the fact that the next generations may never see majority of the majestic species that live on our Earth today. Up until this research, it was unknown to me how severe it is that the toxins we have piled in the ocean truly was. The amount of landfill and carbon dioxide that the ocean tolerated is now avenging all the bleached coral reefs and extinct fishes right through our own bodies. It is in fact quite a simple puzzle to figure out just how we made the ocean unhappy. Tracing it back to the base of the food chain of the ocean, it is clear that the toxins that the planktons ingest are chemicals that we have jammed in the bottom of the ocean. Chemicals such as polychlorinated biphenyls, otherwise known as PCBs, is thus far the most harmful to the food chain of the ocean. What is really at stake here is that the very top of the ocean food chain pyramid is us. Chemicals such as PCBs make their way into our own bodies by digesting seafood. While we have yet to discover what effect the plastic in our seafood has, the effects of PCBs in our bodies is known to affect young children's weight, as well as memory and learning abilities. It is unquestionable that these chemicals are affecting bigger mammals in the ocean as well. Dolphins are one of the most affected because they eat fish that eat planktons that consume PCBs. Approximately 80% of dolphins simply do not survive from ingesting PCBs. Discovering alarming news as such, naturally we shed a light on the other outcomes that are affected by the same issue. Coral bleaching is one of those many after effects. Imagine our ocean as a sponge for our planet. The more fossil fuel we burn, such as oil or coal, the more carbon dioxide gets trapped in our planet's atmosphere and eventually into our ocean. The ocean's temperature is essentially much higher as it absorbs 93% of the atmosphere's energy. It becomes the most utter raw cause of coral bleaching and animal extinction. Without our ocean, our planet's temperature would averagely be 122 Fahrenheit. Corals, ringed seals, and Adelie penguins are some of the species that merely cannot survive from climate change. Ultimately, if all of our coral reef dies, the fish that we eat will too, as they will not have food to eat. In spite of the fact that our ocean makes up about 70% of our Earth, majority of people view the ocean as out of sight, out of mind. Hence, the preposterous amount of landfill we have heaped on the ocean. Hundreds of years polluting our ocean has finally started to reveal its symptoms, now more so than ever before. Besides ingesting microplastics pieces from consuming seafood, our health is also at risk because our ocean controls just about everything else in our planet. Our ocean controls the climate, as well as the weather and the oxygen that we breathe in. Essentially, our ocean is connected to everything that we need to survive. Although 99% of the plastic that we ingest from seafood passes through our own bodies, the 1% is consumed by the tissues and is yet to be discovered by scientists just what the effects of it may be. As environmentalists and ecologists discover declining numbers of each species, higher rates of health risks, and an increase in natural disasters, this one sole solution they find is to heal and save our ocean. Doing this is not going to take overnight, but years and perhaps decades. However, it is attainable. Cannery Row in Monterey Bay, California, was the biggest industrial canning operation in 1932 on the West Coast, polluting the area immensely that citizens experienced numerous amount of health issues because of breathing in the toxic air. This is no longer the case because citizens put their time and effort into creating a more sustainable environment for the ocean. Julia Platt, who became a mayor at 74 to protect our ocean, and fabricated California's first community-based marine protected area, as well as others like Sam Tincher, who founded Coral Vita to restore coral reefs. Today, the Monterey Bay is one of the most favored cities in California because of people who continue to work together to secure the health of our ocean and significantly our health.